Yo, 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 what's the word? What's the word, gang? What's the word, y'all? Oh my god. Hold on, don't throw my hat on. Head looking crazy. What is up, guys? Welcome to another flight sim stream. Um, here we go. Guys, welcome back to the flight sim stream. As promised, today we'll be flying from Miami on down to Havana, Cuba. About an hour and change, hour and 30 on the flight time. Not too long of a flight. Um, Before we proceed, I want to make sure that my mic is on and my desktop audio is on, which it seems so. Um, Yesterday's vlog, for some reason, I didn't realize until after landing um, that my desktop audio was off. But without further ado, we are currently in Delta Airlines 737-800. We're currently on the ground in Miami. I'm about to start this boarding process and get things um, started for us to rock and roll on out of Miami for Cuba. Beautiful Delta delivery once again. Not bad for FSX. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Um, just make sure everything's still here. It is, and we are good to go. All right, so yeah, let's get things started. Like I said, we're pretty much cold and dark. We're gonna go ahead and get things going for the stream. We're gonna put on our flight directors. We're gonna set our auto trim. We're gonna set our trim. We can set our flaps to 5. Um, Flight plan can be set as well. Make sure that we're showing our flight plan in the MFD, the multi-flight display. Let's go ahead and go to our aircraft. Let's go to fuel and payload. Fuel is fine. We can change our payload to 800, 2000. We are looking good on that. All right, let's go ahead and head upstairs. We can take our beacon lights off for right now. We can throw on our logo lights. Snow smoking can come on. Seatbelts can come on. Our wing anti-ice, engine anti-ice, and our pitted tube heats can come on. APU switch can come on as well now that we are on the ground with our engines off. Flaps is set to 5. We're going to go ahead and pull up our map here just for future references. Go ahead and minimize this out. We have our terrain. Go ahead and set that up as well. Slide that over here. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and pull up our ATC window, get our clearance for our flight today. Go ahead and turn this off. Right here. Go ahead and get some clearance. Go ahead and get that done early.
Delivery Delta 1787 IFR left ready to copy. Delta 1787 is cleared to Oxy Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 10,000.
10,000.
Frequency is 120.5, squawk 5047.
All right, Delta 1787 is cleared to Marti Airport as filed. We're going to fly runway heading. We're going to climb, maintain 10,000. Departure frequency is on 120.5. Our squawk 5047 into the box.
Delta 1787 cleared to Marti Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 10,000.
All right, go ahead and set our speed, our N1 speed of 225. We don't want to go over that threshold. Flight directors is on as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and get our taxi clearance.
Delta 1787 with Zulu ready to taxi IFR. Delta1787, taxi to and hold short of runway 9er via taxiway Quebec, Sierra. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready.
Alright, so we've been cleared to taxi hold short runway 9 via Quebec, Sierra.
Using taxiway Quebec, Sierra. Delta1787.
We are flying on Delta Virtual Airlines right now as well. So we are currently doing a Delta flight on the Delta Virtual Airlines. So you hear like the boarding announcement, you hear the safety briefing, the safety announcement for the passengers, and level off and everything like that. So not only am I streaming this flight, but I'm earning some hours under my my virtual airline belt as a virtual airline pilot for Delta Virtual, and I'm also on Volanta as well. Volanta Andre Aviation, 2 N's, 2 E's, 2 N's, 2 E's at the end of Andre, 2 N's on the end of Aviation. But it looks like we're good to go now. Everything's set up. Everything seems to be nice and set up here. We're gonna go ahead and rock on out of here. Okay, that can stay just the way it is. There we go. Alrighty, folks, on the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard Delta Flight 1787 with service on to Havana International Airport. Today's flight time, ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour, 25 minutes, wheels up to wheels down. Weather over in Havana, Cuba, we have clear skies, 85 degrees, winds 4 miles per hour. Looking for a pretty smooth flight. Minor chops on our climb out of Miami. Looking for a pretty smooth flight throughout. 34,000 feet on the cruising altitude. Once again, 1 hour, 25 minutes on the flight time. We'll talk to you furthermore once we're airborne. We should be pushing back here momentarily. Once we're airborne, we'll update you on our flight and our status. Welcome aboard, once again, Delta Flight 1787. Flight attendants, prepare the cabin for departure. Alrighty. Go ahead and get our pushback here. Let's go ahead and throw on our beacon lights. Warn everybody around us that we are getting ready to push back. GSX, come on. There we go. It's so warm in Atlanta, man. It's so hot. So hot.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
We are ready for pushback. Sounds good. Sounds good. Make our way on down to Havana, oh na na. I went from east to east, na 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 na. Locking gear. We're going nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All engines are clear. So soon we're going to hear the Delta safety briefing for the passengers.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta. The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and a shared responsibility of everyone on board. So before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you. Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured. Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear.
If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for help. As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down.
Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin.
Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors. There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used as a raft.
I'm looking at our flight
In the event of an
plan, and
evacuation,
we're going to get a
leave
good
all
view of
bags
Key
behind.
West.
Carrying
Nice.
baggage will slow the evacuation. All exits
It'll
are
be on
clearly
the-
marked
it'll be
with
to
a
the
green
right side of the
exit
aircraft.
symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull the mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip
See
the
you later.
elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note that oxygen is flowing. So don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head, wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lap children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table and footrest. Be sure you fasten your seatbelt low and tight across your lap. Carry-on items are secured and armrests are at the resting position. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we get ready for takeoff, please settle in. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta.
Oh, buddy just took off. Yeah, so what I was saying, I didn't want to really speak too much during the safety briefing. Um, we'll get a good glimpse of Key West from the first officer side of the aircraft. Flying over mostly water. Thinking about it, it should be a pretty fun approach into Havana. Like I said before, let's go ahead and throw in our strobes, crossing an active runway. Like I said before, we are flying on the Delta Virtual Airlines network, so the flight time that I'm flying right now will be going towards my flight hours for Delta Virtual. Delta Virtual Airlines. Um, yeah, looking good though. Winds right now are 066 at 7 knots. Not bad. It's pretty sunny over in Havana as well. Clear skies. Although Miami is looking a bit more overcast than anticipated. I checked the weather yesterday, and they claimed that we were supposed to have clear skies, but I'm considering I'm guessing that considering that I pulled the time back in the sim that it is currently rendering weather conditions from that time. Like right now, it's 8 in the morning in the sim, but it's 3 p.m. actual time, Eastern time. So that could be the reason as well. They're just rendering weather conditions from that time, from the time at which I loaded the sim into, which was 8 a.m. All right, let's get this done. No. Okay, so we go ahead and contact tower 118.3. Let them know that we are holding short of our runway. We're going to throw on our landing lights. Let's see.
Miami Tower, Delta 1787 at runway 9, ready for takeoff. IFR to left. Delta 1787, cleared for takeoff. Runway 9. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 9. Delta 1787. Delta 1787, contact Miami departure on 120.5. 120.5 for Delta 1787. Miami departure Delta 1787 is climbing to 1,200 for 10,000. Delta 1787, Miami departure, roger. Altimeter 3006. Delta 1787, turn right heading 220, proceed on course, climb and maintain 10,000. Turn right heading 220, proceed on course, climb and maintain 10,000. Delta 1787.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
Contact Miami Center on 123.775. 123.775 for Delta 1787. Miami Center, Delta 1787 is at 8,800, climbing 10,000. Delta 1787, Miami Center, roger. Altimeter 3006. Delta 1787, climb and maintain flight level 180. Climb and maintain flight level 180, Delta 1787. Climb and maintain 14,000. Orbit 7458. Orbit 7458. Contact Miami Center on 132.15. 132.15 for Orbit 7458. Delta 1787. Climb and maintain flight level 260. Climb and maintain flight level 260. Delta 1787. Delta 1787. Contact Miami Center on 132.4. Going at 132.4. Delta 1787. Miami Center, Delta 1787 is at flight level 216. Climbing flight level 260. Delta 1787. Miami Center, roger. Delta 1787. Climb and maintain flight level 340. Climb and maintain flight level 340. Delta 1787. Delta 1787. Contact Miami Center on 124.7. 124.7 for Delta 1787. Miami Center, Delta 1787 is climbing to flight level 280 for flight level 340. Delta 1787, Miami Center, roger. Delta 1787. Contact Savannah Center at 120.25. 120.25 for Delta 1787. Savannah Center, Delta 1787 with you.
Delta 1787, Savannah Center, roger. Delta 1787, descend and maintain flight level 220.
And like that, we're starting our descent. Quick flight today, guys.
Descend and maintain flight level 220. Delta 1787.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and set up for our approach. Start our initial descent. That's looking good. Let's go ahead and set some my speed.
Please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
Delta 1787, you are 8 miles northeast. Turn right heading 255. Expect vectors ILS, runway 6, approach.
Alright, right turn 255. We'll expect the ILS for runway 6
Delta
approach.
1787, turn right heading 285.
Right 285.
Turn right heading 285. Expect vectors ILS, runway 6,
Runway
approach.
6,
Delta
ILS.
1787.
Well, we got the ILS, ladies and gents. We'll expect vectors from the ILS runway 6. As a matter of fact, while we are ahead of ourselves, let's go ahead and get our ILS frequency for the runway. What is the ILS frequency? 110.5. 110.5 for the ILS frequency. Go ahead and input that. 110.5 for the ILS frequency. We'll activate that. Having that already set up for our approach. Quick flight, quick flight, quick flight.
Delta 1787, turn left heading 250.
Left 25.
Turn left heading 250. Delta 1787.
Alright, let's focus up on the F220 for Delta
Turn
1787.
left heading 220, Delta 1787.
We can actually see Cuba just ahead of us. That's Cuba. Quick approach. Quick flight, actually.
Delta 1787, turn right heading 250.
Turn right heading 250, Delta 1787.
Travel 3343 heavy.
I'll make the thumbnail on our next slide.
Turn right heading 340, resume on navigation, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Turn right heading 340, proceed on course. Climb and maintain flight level 280, world travel 3343 heavy.
Delta 1787, descend and maintain 14,000.
Descend and maintain 14,000, Delta 1787.
Havana, oh na na. Quick flight, very quick flight. Alright, so we're currently left downwind for runway 6. Left downwind for runway 6. Up and around. We'll catch the ILS. Airport actually should be somewhere on our left-hand side here. Somewhere where our airport is.
Delta 1787, descend and maintain 2000.
So maintain 2,000. That's
Descend and
87.
maintain 2000. Delta 1787.
Alright, we've been cleared for 2,000. We've been cleared to drop down low. We've been cleared to drop down low. Did the same way.
Delta 1787, turn left heading 215.
Turn left heading 215. Delta 1787.
Delta 1787, turn right heading 245.
Turn right heading 245. Delta 1787.
Alright, our airport should be coming up here
1787, contact
soon.
approach on 119.35.
119.35 for Delta 1787.
Havana approach, that's a 1787. Is the 10,500 descending 2,000.
Havana approach Delta 1787. Is at 10,500 descending 2,000.
Delta 1787, Havana approach, roger, altimeter 3000.
3000 on the altimeter. below glide slope.
Delta 1787, contact Havana Center on 120.25.
120.425 for Delta 1787.
120.25, Delta 1787. Havana Center, Delta 1787, is at 4,600, descending 2,000.
Delta 1787, Havana Center, roger, altimeter 3000.
I take them on the phone now.
$2,500.
2,500. Alright, we're leveling off at 2,000 feet. Should be turning left base here in just a second. Airport somewhere over there.
Delta 1787, turn left heading 175.
Left 175, Delta 1787.
Turn left heading 175, Delta 1787.
Alright, making our left turn on our base, left base. Left turn onto our base. Well, we're making left base for runway 6.
Delta 1787, turn left heading 145.
Left 145, Delta 1787.
Turn left heading 145, Delta 1787.
Flying over the coast now. Ubana, bana na na na. Chakalaka isa la na 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 na. Let's zoom in on our airport here. Yep, it's a single runway airport. Runway 6. So we're gonna go ahead and land runway 6. We're gonna try to exit off of, I believe that's Bravo. It's a single runway airport. It's gonna be an interesting approach today. It's like San Diego. Single runway airport. San Diego, Havana. What else? Where else does which else airports are single runway airports? Can't really think of too many. Oh, I believe Reno, Nevada, I could be wrong, is a single runway airport. What is the runway length? Oh, it's pretty long. Okay. Pretty long runway. Should begin our left turn here to intercept the localizer. Once we're established, we'll contact tower.
Delta 1787, contact Savannah approach on 119.35.
119.35, Delta 1787.
119.35, Delta 1787. Savannah approach, Delta 1787, with you 2000.
Delta 1787, Savannah approach, roger, altimeter 3000. Delta 1787, you're 20 miles west, turn left heading 085, climb and maintain 2000, cleared ILS, runway 6, approach, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer. Contact RT tower on 118.1.
Turn left heading 085, climb and maintain 2000, cleared ILS, runway 6, approach, maintain 2000. Left tower, Delta 1787, this 19 miles west, inbound ILS, runway 6, approach.
Delta 1787, RT tower, fly straight in, runway 6, altimeter 3000.
Fly straight in, runway 6, Delta 1787.
Okay, I do believe we have our runway in sight over here at our 10 o'clock. It's up here. It's up here somewhere. Yeah, right here. It's our runway.
Cessna 729er, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Alright, we'll start making our left turn to line up with the runway. Gear down, 3 green, flaps set, speed, all of our lights are set, passenger lights are on. We do have our approach, we do have on approach, our approach setting is on. We do have glide slope and center line. flaps 25. We do have our runway in sight, just ahead of us. Once you get that 1000 call out, we'll take over, bring her on down. I'll let the autopilot do its thing into about 1,000 feet. We'll disengage autopilot. I'm going to take over and bring the aircraft down myself.
Delta 1787, cleared to land, runway 6.
Clear to land, runway 6, Delta 1787.
Cleared to land, runway 6, Delta 1787.
One thousand.
1000 stable, my aircraft. I now have full control over our aircraft. I'm completely hand flying. Keep an eye on our center line and our glide slope.
$500.
There we go.
$400. $300. $200. $100.
50 over the numbers.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Woo, yeah! Let's get that center line. And 60 knots, reverser stowed.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the
This is the taxiway we
cabin.
wanted too.
Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing.
Ooh, awesome.
You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate.
Ground point
However, your
one
laptop
for
computers and larger
1787.
electronics must remain stowed.
118.1.
Landing lights can come off.
We invite you to visit Delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account.
Delta 1787, taxi to gate 8.
If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage
Gate 8,
claim,
taxiway echo.
Taxiway Echo.
or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again.
Welcome to
Thank you so much
Havana.
and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
Sorry for the stutter, y'all. It's GSX. Whenever GSX loads, it stutters for sim. It's all good. It is all good. What a landing. That was fun, actually. That was actually fun. All right, we're going to go ahead and taxi to our gate 8 for us today. We're going to go ahead and refuel. And we may be good. We may not have to refuel at all. We have just enough fuel to make it back up to Miami. Because we are doing a return trip back up to Miami, Florida. We are doing a return trip back up to Miami. We can go ahead and throw our strobes off. Strobes can come off. Taxi lights can come off as well. Here goes our arrival gate. Havana, Unana. He's trying to line us up the best way he could. Dang, he wants us to kiss the building. We're gonna stop here. Parking brake set. Seatbelt sign off. Engine 2 off. Engine 1 off. Beacon light can come off. And there we go. There we have it. Let me go ahead and end my flight on Valanta. End our flight on Valanta. I'm curious to see the landing rate on that one. Review our flight. Let's see, chat. Let's review the flight. 269 on the landing rate. Not bad. 1.37 Gs. Flight time 55 minutes. Block time of 2 hours and 3 minutes. 55-minute flight. Right, I'm going to go here. Now let's go back to Delta. We're going to finish our flight. We're going to pirate our flight. We're going to send our flight in. Sorry, guys, I gotta. You have been awarded the new Uncommon New Airport. PIRAP has been approved. That's what I like, chat. All right, so we're gonna do 1786. We're gonna go ahead and start this flight here. Make our way back over to to Miami. We're gonna fly this flight. Passengers on board. We have 110 passengers on board. There we go. 340 on the cruising altitude. We're gonna start this flight. X that out. X that out. Start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight going to Miami International Airport. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible to allow those passengers behind you to make their way to their seat as well. If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handles first on either side of the aircraft. Keeping in mind that the overhead bin space is shared space, so if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. So we'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
1786. We're going back up to Miami. And this is just Volanta I'm using, guys. Add a flight plan. We'll just enter a text route. We go Muha to Kmia. Kmia. We're going to save that. There we go. So we have that nice and set up. This is pretty much what tracks our flight. We've started our flight with Delta. Yeah, welcome to Havana. Welcome to Cuba, guys. Welcome to Cuba. Welcome to Cuba. Okay, that scared me. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, let's waste no time. Let's go ahead and make our way back up to Miami. I'm gonna hop in the cockpit. We're going to go upstairs. Seatbelt signs can actually come back on because we're not refueling. Beacons can stay off. APU switches can stay on. Taxi lights off. Strobes are off. Landing lights are off. What we'll do here, we'll go ahead and disconnect our ILS frequency now that we're on the ground. Let's go ahead and get some clearance. But before we do that, let's file a flight plan. We're going from Mike Uniform Hotel Alpha, Havana. We're going down to Kilo Mike India Alpha, which is Miami. That's looking good. I think we had a cruising altitude set for 34,000 feet. That flight plan looks great. We're going to save that. Go ahead and save that into our files. I actually may go into, let's see, let's do 6689. Save. No. Looking good on that. Let's go to Volanta. And let's see. We can edit route. We can add a flight plan, import a flight plan. And in that way, the flight plan in which we just saved can be transported on over. It can be integrated into Volanta, which is Havana. It should be Havana. Let me see, Havana. I'm not seeing it. Let's see, March 5th. Okay, we may be up here then. March 5th. No, March 19th. Here we go. We can go ahead and save our route. There we go. Let's go ahead and set everything back up. Initial, we can set 225 on the N1. We want to get our clearance.
Tower, Delta 1787, ready to copy IFR clearance to Miami. Delta 1787 is cleared at Miami Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 5000. Departure frequency is 119.35, squawk 6332.
All right, Delta 1787 is cleared to Miami Airport as filed. We're going to fly runway heading, climb and maintain initial altitude of 5000. Departure frequency 119.35, 6332 inbox.
Delta 1787,
Cool.
cleared to Miami Airport as filed. Fly runway heading.
Wasting no time, chat. Making our way back up to Miami.
119.35, squawk 6332. Delta 1787, readback is correct.
Make sure that's still recording. Cool.
Ground on 118.1 when ready to taxi.
Hey, we're ready to taxi now.
Ground Delta 1787.
We're on our
ready to
beacons.
taxi IFR. Delta 1787. Taxi to and hold short of runway 6. In taxiway Delta Alpha. Contact tower at 118.1 when ready.
18.1 when ready to when ready for takeoff for Delta 1787.
Taxi to and
All right, so we cleared the taxi runway 6.
taxiway Delta Alpha. Delta 1787.
Chat, I think we're ready. I think we are ready for departure. We are ready for departure. Got our beautiful Delta livery, man. Beautiful Delta livery. My gosh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Let me check something really quickly. Oh, my other phone died. Okay. Not a problem. I think we're ready for pushback now, guys.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We're ready for pushback. Sounds good. Chat, let me throw my other phone on charger.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All right.
Locking gear.
Locking gear.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Is the accent for me.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta.
Wow, the pushback is
health
actually
and
pushing
safety
us
of our
back the right
customers
way.
and crew is our #1 priority and a shared responsibility of everyone on board. So before we depart, Please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you. Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured. Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear.
If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for help. As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down.
Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety.
All right, we do have a good
appreciate your
now.
understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin.
Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes, or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors. There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used as a raft. In the event of an evacuation, leave all bags behind. Carrying baggage will slow the evacuation. All exits are clearly marked with a green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull the mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note that oxygen is flowing. So don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head, wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lap children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table and footrest. Be sure you fasten your seatbelt low and tight across your lap. Carry-on items are secured and armrests are at the resting position. If you have a suite door,
All right,
ensure
guys,
it's
let's
open.
go ahead and
See
start our
placard
taxi.
instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we get ready for takeoff, please settle in. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta.
Alrighty, folks, on the flight deck, this is your captain speaking, along with my first officer and 5 lovely flight attendants in the back. Welcome aboard Delta Flight 1786 with service to Miami International Airport. Today's flight time, ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour, 5 minutes, wheels up, 2 wheels down. Cruising altitude today of 34,000 feet. Weather over in Miami, we have mostly clear skies, winds 5 miles per hour, 82 degrees. Looking for a pretty smooth flight. This very same aircraft and flight crew flew in from Miami. We're anticipating the same flight we've had coming in, nice and smooth. Sit back, relax, enjoy this 1 hour, 5 minute flight. Once we're airborne, we'll update you guys on our flight. Once the seatbelt sign is turned off, feel free to roam about, use the restrooms as you may. We do ask that you do not congregate in front of lavatories or in the aisles while that seatbelt sign is off. With the seatbelt sign off, even if you aren't standing up, if you are seated, we do ask that you remain seated With your seatbelts fastened, just in case we hit some unexpected rough air. Once again, 1 hour, 5 minutes on the flight time. Sit back, relax. We'll be blasting out of here shortly. We're like we're number one for takeoff. So once we get to this whole short line, we'll be blasting out of Havana on our way to Miami. Welcome aboard. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Flying back up to Miami. Miami. Flying back up to the yams. All my New Yorkers, y'all know what that lingo is. Flying back up to the yams. Flying back up to the yams. The yammies. Flying back up to the yammies. Flying back up to the yammies. Not a bad approach into Havana. Not a bad approach. Level 210 to 72. I'm keeping the center line. All right, guys, we are taxiing over to our runway 06. And once we make that, once we line up, looks like we're departing straight out. We'll make a slight left turn onto our flight path, and feel like we'll be good from there. We'll be good from there. There we go. Looking forward to a nice approach to Miami. Yeah. I'm gonna turn on our strobes. Landing lights can come on as well. Might as well. Miley sent. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start our takeoff roll. I'm gonna go ahead and call for takeoff clearance out of Havana runway 6. Let them know that we're holding short. And then while we're cruising, I can make the thumbnail.
Landing tower, Delta 1787, ready for IFR departure, runway 6. Delta 1787, cleared for takeoff, runway 6.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 6. That's 17.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 6. Delta 1787.
Alright, we have been cleared for takeoff. Flaps are set. Speed is set as well. Initial climb altitude of 5,000. 2,500 feet on the climbing altitude. On the feet per minute. Airspeed's alive, forward pressure on my yoke. not. It's neutral. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate. Gear is coming up.
Delta 1787. Contact Nevada departure on 119.35.
Departure 119.35, Delta 1787.
119.35. Delta 1787.
Havana departure, Delta 1787 is climbing to 1,900 for 5,000.
Havana departure, Delta 1787 is climbing to 1,700 for 5,000. Delta 1787, Havana departure, roger, altimeter 3000.
Flaps clean.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air.
I was like, no.
We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages,
PFD,
as well as of our fresh eats items can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 50% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw on autopilot, and that way I can set up the my thumbnail. That way I can have
1787. Contact Havana Center on 120.25.
120.25 for Delta 1787.
120.25. Delta 1787. Havana Center, Delta 1787 is climbing to 9,300 for 15,000.
Delta 1787. Havana Center, roger. Altimeter 3000.
Alright, so autopilot is engaged now. It's looking good. Alright, so we're above 10,000. Landing lights can come off. Go ahead and ding the cabin as well. Taxi lights can come off. The aircraft is climbing. Grab out the phone so I can make this thumbnail. Make the thumbnail for the video. Looking good.
Delta 1787, climb and maintain flight level 230.
230 for Delta 1786.
Climb and maintain flight level 230. Delta 1787.
Oh, we'll fly right over Key West this time. Right over Key West. Right over Key West. Going to make the thumbnail. Let's see. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Alright, let's make this thumbnail. Well,
Delta 1787, climb and maintain flight level 310.
I maintain flight level 310 for Delta 1787.
Flight level 310, Delta 1787.
Delta 1787, contact Miami Center on 124.7.
124.7 for Delta 1787.
For Delta 1787. Miami Center, Delta 1787. Is at flight level 243. Climbing
That's
flight
already
level
Key West in the distance.
Delta 1787, Miami Center, roger.
That's already Key West in the distance.
Miami Center, H November 90485 Golf is at 8,700, climbing 13,000.
November 9485 off Miami Center, roger. Altimeter 3002.
Alright, I'm gonna throw on Mach speed. There we go. And we're gonna cruise around out till we reach our top of descent. We should be seeing Key West here in just a second. Flying right over Key West.
off. Climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climb and maintain flight level 190, H85 Golf.
Delta 1787. Climb and maintain flight level 340.
Level 340, Delta 1787.
Flight level 340. Delta 1787.
There we go. Key West is down below us, literally right below us. Won't be able to see it because we're flying directly above it. Here goes Florida. Yo, that was fast. And then we took off like 10 minutes ago. 10, 15 minutes ago. Oh my gosh.
Miami Center, Pacifica 1375 West. Pacifica 1375, Miami Center, roger. Delta 1787. Flight level 210.
We're gonna descend and maintain flight level 210. That's sometimes.
Flight level 210. Delta 1787.
210. That was quick cruise. Alright, we're starting our descent down into Florida, into Havana. I mean, into Miami from Havana. Starting our descent down into Miami.
Off. Contact Miami Center on 134.75.
134.75, H85 Golf.
Shit, same too, bro.
Delta1787, you are gained 900 miles southwest. Turn right heading 090. Expect vectors ILS, runway 30. Approach. Turn right heading 090. Expect vectors ILS, runway 30. Approach. Delta1787.
Cool. Let's go up here. Get our ILS frequency. For runway 30. Runway 30, moon 1.7. Had to make sure I had the frequency right.
Pacifica 1101. Contact Miami Center on 123.775. 123.775 for Pacifica 1101.
See, now that's a stretch. That's a stretch. We got Dicky's eyes, bro. Nose, he got Dicky's nose. It's out like this. He can say that because he likes it. He's more likely to be. We always speculate that a child is just a bad, maybe a shade of skin over their skin is a little matter. West Coast heavy, which we understand, you know, I think granted, the people, I mean, what would you do as a person, right? You're around a group of people, I should have been people, but of course, if you felt was your brother, that was hurt, you know what I'm saying? And he closes you, then it's through, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say close with you, if you have a people with you, but if two parts wrong, just think brother, maybe my homie, my brother, the one that I could trust in, the one that I thought was ride or die. He said, yo, bro, I'm gonna put it on board, bro. I'm not gonna do what you're doing, bro. I'm going to the other side. I'm gonna run this heavy. I always have people. If you're my man, you're supposed to be my man, right? You try to find me, bro.
Delta 1787. Turn left heading 065. Ascend and maintain 7,000.
Turn left heading 065 to maintain 7,000 for Delta 1787.
Delta 1787, please expedite your descent to 7,000 feet.
Sorry. I had our climb distance brake set into there. ATC yelling at us.
Pacifica 1375, contact Miami Center on 132.4. 132.4 for Pacifica 1375. Delta 1787, contact Miami Center on 132.4.
132.4 Delta 1787.
132.4, Delta 1787.
You're in, bro?
Miami Center, Delta 1787. Visit flight level 191, descending 7,000. Delta 1787, Miami Center, roger.
You're in. Let's beat him up, bro. First of all, bro, I'm surprised if Buddy Trump actually sued me, bro. Didn't catch him. At that point, like,
Runway 30.
I gotta be unconscious, flat out unconscious. You try to make me sweet.
Three 3003 on the altimeter.
Delta 1787, contact Miami Center on 123.775.
123.775 Delta 1787.
Target 123.775, Delta 1787. Miami Center, Delta 1787, visit 13,800, descending 7,000. Delta 1787, Miami Center, roger, altimeter 3003.
Did he say that? Oh shit. Change. shut the galaxy. Time is taken. Well, realize that you just have to do carries. That's the same time. Stay on time. As we all know, these cancer leads to two outcomes. Death or jail. To the body, it's fading into different time. Service. The first one, which is self, which is oxygen, is weakness. It's also therefore associated with because I see it's blood cells it's therefore associated with sugar to just last year, I also experienced the rest of the realization which was
Delta1787, contact Homestead approach on 123.8. 123.8, Delta 1787. Homestead approach, Delta 1787 is out of 8,600 for 7,000.
Delta 1787,
Homestead approach, roger, altimeter 3002.
You can go down. I did not know that. Dive real deep in that teeth. For Mojo, we go. First of all, the nephew was so that it's Mojo. We both did sharing it over and over. He's never good. It's incarcerated like this.
Aren't looking good so far.
How do I work? He's so good that he's willing to tell such information to public. Also stated to catch your seatbelt, right? Please remember to apologize this way, please. Instead of being to be authorized to this is how this is. Yeah, the boss, whatever he says goes, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, it's no. Safety. Technically, you are all to be. If you get out of the situation, you know what I'm saying? So not knowing that if you was at risk of getting severe injured, harmed in any way, that's simple.
There we go.
DAL1787, turn right heading 105, descend and maintain 7,000.
Right 105, so maintain.
Turn right heading 065, descend and maintain 1,800.
So maintain 1,800 to 767.
065, descend and maintain 1,800. Delta 1787. Delta 1787, turn left heading 035.
Left 035 for Delta 1787.
Turn left heading 035. Delta 1787.
1787. All this work. Okay. We're getting ready for our arrival. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
So it's records, switch to down, there's a competition. Its duration is
2,500,
2,500.
To this day, to sold 7 records, most of which came from customers.
Delta 1787, contact Miami approach on 120.5.
Miami approach 120.5 Delta 1787.
Going
Thanks.
at 120.5, Delta 1787. Miami approach, Delta 1787 with you. Delta 1787, Miami approach, roger, altimeter 3002. Delta 1787, you are 2 miles southeast, turn left, heading 335, descend and maintain 1,800. Cleared ILS, runway 30, approach, maintain 1,800 until established on localizer. Contact Miami Tower on 118.3. Turn left, heading 335, climb and maintain 1,800. Cleared ILS, runway 30, approach, maintain 1,800 until established. Tower on 118. Miami Tower, Delta 1787, 20 miles southeast, inbound ILS, runway 30, approach. Delta 1787, Miami Tower, fly straight in, runway 30, altimeter 3003.
Fly straight in runway 30 Delta 1787.
Straight in, runway 30, Delta 1787.
All right, so we have the ILS approach for runway 30. Once we land, we're going to try to exit off Zulu. If we can't get Zulu, we'll get Quebec 2, the Quebec 2 taxiway. We have Miami ahead of us. He's a menace.
should move, but I'll take it. Because I should keep it to myself too. I know what I
All right, we have our runway in sight. Oh, it's windy. Oh gosh, it's nasty. I don't know, chat. This these winds don't change. We may have to go around. Clear land, runway 30, Delta 1787.
What the f*** just just gently. He really was the only one that's that shit broke this time. I'm not sure it was.
I don't know if these winds don't change, chat. We're gonna have to go around. All right, now it's a crosswind. Gear down, 3 green, flap set, speed set.
1,000.
1,000. My aircraft. On that work, what did it do? Why did I do that?
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
There we go. Nose down gently. Reversers. My goodness, Chad. Windy approach. The winds did change right before we touched down, right before minimums. Reversers stowed.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft
We're
at
gonna
the
exit
gate
here off
and
of
turned off the
Quebec
seatbelt
2.
sign. This will be your one and only indication that
My
it's safe for you to get up
goodness.
and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when
Wow.
opening the overhead
What an
bins
approach. What a
to
flight
prevent injury
today.
from articles that may have shifted
Yes,
during
yes,
landing.
yes, Chad. I love that.
You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and
Ground point 8,
larger
Delta
electronics must
1787.
remain stowed.
121.8 for Delta 1.
We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a
Miami
flight
ground, Delta
and managing
1787.
your
Looking
sky
for
miles
taxi to
account.
the
If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a Uniform Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
I enjoyed that, Chad.
Flight
I
attendant, prepare
highly
doors
enjoyed
for
that.
arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
I highly enjoyed that flight. I have highly enjoyed that. Just the approach, man. The departure out of Miami, the approach into Havana, and then our departure out of Havana back into Miami. Oh man, I enjoyed this, Chad. I enjoyed this. But we do have our taxi assignment. I mean, our gate assignment, which is gate 152. I don't think I'm going to use
You know, like when you
GSX
scared, right? And you try to
for
complete a sentence, but it kind of murmurs out
our
like
arrival gate, for our arrival into our gate today. I think I'm just going to taxi without
the
GSX.
sneeze.
Oh
That's the
man, I
power
love
they
that.
have.
Let's
Trust
see
me.
how long
So
it takes for us to
The
taxi
earlier
to our
his
gate,
commute
though.
towards Diddy was much different.
Beautiful. Got that 747 in front of us. I already know we're going to get a whole short pole position instruction from ATC. Caution is 747 on the
look at
taxiway.
him, man. Look, no. Come on, man. Look at this, bro. Look at the side eye and the
I think we go ahead
look.
and turn off
Body
our
language, bro. Body
strobes.
language says it all, bro. Look how he's nervously rocking back and forth with the side eye, like help me, like looking at the camera, have the cameraman for help, like oh my god, like
Uh-oh, chat. Look at this.
look, the nervous shakes. Look, look. Come on, Justin.
Okay, he's turning off. Good. I was going to say, I will have to turn off right here. Let him pass. ATC knows what they're doing now. That's the behemoth over there.
Billy's a sick man, bro.
Socialites there and relatives from down south. Diddy parties are typically hosted at luxury venues or his own private residences. The media would put to anoint him the modern-day Gatsby, a title he embraced with open arms. Have I read The Great Gatsby? He said to a reporter in 2001. I am The Great Gatsby. However, many people forget that
Good. What a flight today, guys. What a flight. I enjoyed this. I've optimized my computer as well, so the frames isn't as hard as it used to be while streaming. We used to hit heavy with our frames, but now it's a bit easier to fly with now.
So people had to go to physical locations like the Apollo Theater box office to buy tickets. Tickets were also sold at local shops.
Operations schedule.
Radio
nope, we're already in ATO. That too. Oops.
Despite this, GPO recalled heavily requesting to get security presence.
This particular day, Pump calls me the day before we're supposed to do the party. Say, yo, Gene, I don't need y'all to do the security outside. I got the FOIs to do. So I said, man, I just told 18 guys. He said, I just need 8. I just need 8.
We're in taxi to our gate.
FOIs are included Islam members. One witness to the event said, you cannot have an event like this in Harlem without those Muslims, said Oscar Davis, 32 Muslims. Forget the police. They can't do nothing. The people in Harlem respect the Muslims. It was blatantly obvious that more people were outside than could actually fit in the gym. Despite the overcrowding, tickets were still being sold at the door, said Mario Salvaggio, a city police patrol chief. Fans entered through 2 side exits and funneled down the stairs, through the doors, into the gymnasium. But once LL Cool J and Mike Tyson showed up, all hell broke loose. Mobs of people started swarming from outside to rush inside, pushing people forward towards the glass doors. The glass doors eventually were shut and needed to be pulled towards the crowd to be opened. Guards tried to instruct people to fall back, but they were missing. The pressure became so great that the glass doors shattered and people fell through them. Outsiders began stampeding and stomping over bodies to get inside the facility, but the problem just got worse as they needed to go down the stairs into the gym. The doors at the bottom of the stairs also needed to be pulled open towards the crowd, not pushed into the gym. So hundreds of people were squeezed up against these doors in this tiny stairwell with nowhere to escape. Also notice that these doors don't have windows, so inside of the gym people were having a great time. From the outside you can hear them partying and playing music.
Taxing on over to our gate.
Just on the other side of those doors were people fighting for their lives. Eventually, they got the doors open.
I wonder where they're taking us, though, because sometimes they take us to the most foolish, most nonsense gates.
Someone announced over the microphone that 3 people died right there. This caused people inside the gym and trying to stampeding back through the exact same stairwell where people were trapped in the first place. Police identified 5 men.
I enjoyed today's flight. Yesterday Now, yesterday into Burbank, from Seattle into Burbank, it was a good flight, but we had such a gnarly approach into Burbank yesterday. Man, we stopped the aircraft in the nick of time before running out of runway. Yeah, never flying to Burbank again.
Roger, Pacifica 6746 Heavy.
Regardless, death and dark energy seem to lure around Diddy since his earliest days. From there, he kind of stopped throwing parties for the
This thing may be taking us all around the world.
However, over the years, disturbing rumors have spread regarding what happens during Diddy's parties, ranging from group sex rituals to casting couches where newcomers would secure their future in various industries. The biggest rumor is that aspiring male
Whoever's in that car driving past, they're ready to get off or something. Zoom right past the aircraft.
Which is why Shannon Sharp corrected after when Cat Williams said,
because he really be wanting to body. And you gotta tell him no. Why don't you tell him no? I did. I did.
Now, Diddy has 6 biological children with 3 different women. He has had multiple high-profile relationships with the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Naomi Campbell, and Cassie. But you will notice that most of the party stories that circulate involve men being surrounded by men. Josh Ostrovsky, who goes by the Fat Jewish on social media, detailed his strange experience at a Diddy party.
I'm actually trying to come back.
I feel like Post Malone.
I get lost. So I opened the door, and in that room, there are a bunch of men laying about and kind of like very like tugging at each other, looking for something, but facing each other and like beating up on the elbow and like, it would almost be the prelude to an orgy. Yes, oh absolutely. But, oh my god, okay, so clean. Okay, who's lounging in like the red island, up that, and he goes to the house, themed house. Yeah, no, it is simply smooth, and they're drinking.
Like Post Malone.
A glass of venison, and they're like shit, they're like messy with that. And everyone's talking, everyone's just like talking, and then as soon as I see them, all men, there's not one woman, there's all men. They're all 100%
Shortly after Josh...
Long taxi today in Miami, guys. Gosh.
Who was a great...
Long taxi into Miami.
But there was no real accusation or organic evidence.
Is that real, bro? Is this picture real, bro? Is it real? Got Diddy looking like a happy baby mother on a vacation with her. Yeah. I don't even know. A sugar daddy?
Check this gate here.
Hey, look. Like what you like, man. It's 2024. Listen, it's 2024, man. Like what you like. You know what I'm saying? I've dated women that like other women.
Taxi
You know
light.
what I'm saying? I got a couple homies. They like the same kind. But guess what? It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Because I know what I like. Be you. Like what you like.
Man,
So
what
that's what
a
this like too.
windy
But that's
approach
his
down
vibe.
into Miami. Glad I got that on stream.
I'm
Another
just
good one on
saying,
stream.
man.
Hey, another good
Growing
one
up
on
in New
stream.
York, heavy on the New
Although we're
York
flying
music,
Delta,
listening
we
to
pulled
Biggie,
into an American gate.
Nas,
It's okay.
Puff Daddy.
It's flight sim after all.
Just let me quote him.
All right, we're gonna stop right here. All right, thrusts
Fat Joe.
retracted. Parking brake off. Well, parking brake set. Seatbelt signs off. Engine
The
2
last type of picture
off.
you
Engine
never
1
expect to see
off.
surrounding homes.
Beacon lights
Take
off.
in another man.
And we're gonna go here. End our flight on Valanta.
Here, it could have
What
just
are
been
we
a
looking
group of
like?
guys chilling. So let's take a listen to rapper Exhibit
Minus
recounting his
chat.
experience.
Minus 130 on the landing rate. 1.62 Gs. I think that that's a pretty good landing considering the conditions we were just landing in. 48 minutes on the flight time, an hour 15 on the block time. Looks good to me. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and finish our flight. We're going to pirate our flight, and we're going to send our flight over. Wow. I enjoyed this shot. I enjoyed this. Yes, yes, yes. 130 on the landing rate into windy Miami. Alright, so my pirate has been approved. We can X that out. There you go. And there we have it, chat. Welcome down to Miami, Florida. We've made it back down into Miami from Havana round trip. Made it right back down into Miami. I want to take this time out to thank you guys for checking out this video. It was an absolute blast flying out of Miami into Havana back to Miami. Weather kept up just as we thought. I expected it to be a little bit more sunnier than it was, but I mean, nonetheless, we made it back down on the ground nice and safe, man. I'm pretty satisfied with both arrivals into both aircraft. So it's your boy Andre Aviation. I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. It's been a blast. I had fun today, man, and stay blessed. Remember, be true to yourself, and let's treat each other with kindness and compassion, man. We only live one life. Enjoy what you do and do what you love. See you now on the next stream. It's your boy Andre Aviation, and we are out. See y'all later, man. Peace.